Morning. Thought I'd come on and share a little bit of coding as well as a message if one wants to come through. So, all I ask of you is to relax, connect, turn off the bright light within your mind that tells you to make sense or understand. Instead, make sense of you allowing your body, if it makes sense to you, to just sit with me for a minute and see what you connect with and what you don't. Believe me. Well, you don't have to even believe me, but your soul will let it go. We are at the stage that what is not meant for us, no matter what our skill level is, our soul won't hold on to it. And you'll find that you'll have a harder time when your humanness, some call it your ego, I just like to call it you, wants it for whatever reason. It's the balance between that masculine and feminine energy. So often when I talk, it can be tangential. And I'm just trying to bridge into different consciousnesses so we can all sit in a space together that can semi-make sense. But my goal, my intention is for it to actually feel good. To feel good. So that this can settle. So going back to this idea that, at least from my understanding, where I'm at consciously, nothing can unwillingly, unwantedly connect to you anymore. The energy does not support that. Whether that's negative energy, whether that's hexes or tricks or whatever you wish to call it. The energy does not support anything that is not in your highest favor, good intentions. Does not allow that to ground within the human body anymore. The human vessel is no longer in the 3D. But the mind that's connected to the ego, the human part of us, is still catching up to that understanding. So I would really like to empower you, me, all of us, today to connect in with that. And that we don't need to be afraid of each other. We don't need to be worried about where am I going to pick up this energy, or it's you. And if there's rumbling going on, it's your body moving through something that it either doesn't want, or it's pulled something up to get released. Over the last couple of days, I've been experiencing just a lot of sadness, but sadness for purpose, like how I have moved through karma. It has required me to let go. of certain things that I thought were true about me and my life and those I connected to, my genetics. But as I have moved forward in my soul's purpose, I don't connect with that anymore. And so there has been a sadness, even though there's an understanding of it. My body is still releasing memories, whatever it is. I don't even want to say traumas, because again, that has such a negative connotation to it, and it assumes that you don't have any control over that somehow we're victim to that. And I don't want to discount or dishonor, but disarmor either trauma, because it's real. I know that. But I would really like to help us move into a space of understanding that it's only real if you light that area up. It will always be part of your system, part of your experiences. But what do you wish to call forward and create to paint with? Now, to be able to move that out of the reality of who you are today, there is a process. There are things that are required, steps that are needing to be taken. But even when I say that, at the same time, I want to share that it doesn't have to be this long process of letting go. And I say that as, I worked as a mental health professional for many, many, many years, 25 plus years. And I worked in some very, very difficult settings that I've experienced some very difficult things. So I've seen trauma. But even in that mindset of where I used to be, I thought, this is a long process. Nobody wants to rush healing. And that's true. But in this energy that exists, that you can create in today, it's not about rushing the process. It's just about recognizing what will ground within you, what is wanting to be shared through, and then creating with that, and what just can't. It's like the pore is plugged, and it's not plugged because of like an infection. It's no longer there. I mean, I really want to share this understanding that we're in creator energy now. There's a little bit of time that's being caught up, and there's some events that will happen that will help bring this to fruition. But we're not in the density of what we know has always been. So given that, the mind functions differently. The matrix is different. It's about walking through that threshold and falling off of that hamster wheel and into this vortex of this divine matrix, this space of creation. That you get to be the map maker. There isn't. You're not in the dollhouse anymore. You're not in the dollhouse anymore. But you're also not in the lions and tigers and bears. Oh my! You're in where? Well, maybe you are. Maybe that's where you want to be. So, I thought I'd do a little bit of light language, quantum coding, quantum healing. Which I want to say, there are different